As federal agencies continue migrating more of their IT operations to the cloud, they are also achieving new service capabilities in serving the public. That includes providing more effective services and improving the customer experience on par with what citizens have come to expect in their daily lives. One agency making a lot of headway in this area is the United States Department of Agriculture. I'm Wyatt Cash with Scoop News Group, and joining us to discuss how USDA has modernized its services to improve the customer experience is David Peters, Associate Chief Information Officer at the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and also Ariane Gallagher-Welcher, Executive Director for USDA's Digital Services. And then also joining us is Sunny Kapoor, Senior Manager of Amazon Web Services, Public Sector. David, Ariane, and Sunny, thank you so much for joining us. And I'd like to start with you, David. USDA leaders have expressed the goal of making the customer experience as smooth as using an ATM machine. So where has moving from legacy systems to the cloud and building on data-driven service delivery taken shape at USDA over the past year?
Great question, Wyatt. We're actually using data and cloud technology both programmatically in our customer-facing programs and operationally in the back office. Programmatically, we've partnered with MRP on a meat marbling project where we've developed applications where we can automatically grade meat, use that data, compare it against the strong history of our professionals, and then we can share that application with meat processing plants of any size. So that doesn't have to be just the big plants that have this type of technology. It can be all sizes, all geographics, and be more efficiently using cloud and automated information technology to accelerate that process. Operationally, we're also using it in the back office so that we can take a look at our cloud adoption technology. We can better understand what we're paying, how much we're buying, who we're buying it from, and how we're effectively using it. The effective deployment of cloud is all about scale. And that operationally helps us buy more effectively, use more effectively, and deliver value operationally and programmatically.
So, Sunny, I'd love to ask you, how do you see what USDA is doing in harnessing data in the cloud, offering a model for what other agencies might emulate?
Sure. Well, thanks, Wyatt, for the opportunity to be on the panel, and so nice to see you, David and Ariane. At AWS, we see USDA as a data-driven agency. Its mission spans food production, nutrition, agriculture research, rural development, and natural resource conservation. The data produced from supporting such unique mission sets is vital asset, not only to USDA, but also across other federal agencies and state and local government. For example, wildfire.gov, an interagency collaboration between Department of Interior and USDA that brings together applications, tools, and services to support federal, state, and local agencies for wildfire planning and its incident response. Utilizing cloud, USDA has capacity to scale to store and analyze data set and to share results with agency and government-wide. As USDA continues to make great progress in their cloud journey and data strategy, there will be further opportunity to take data and analysis readily available across government and industry. Other agencies and private sector companies will look to them as a data resource to drive their own mission and innovation in their own organization. We are also seeing USDA applying and benefiting from more modern architecture in their cloud environment, utilizing serverless technologies that feature automatic scaling and built-in high availability. They are able to increase agility and optimize their costs. Additionally, reducing on-premise infrastructure allows USDA more time to focus on mission-driven activities. And lastly, these best practices are not stored in a vacuum. USDA has developed communities of practice and cloud working groups where they can share successes and challenges with other government agencies.
So, Ariane, I'd like to bring you in at this point. Talk about the role of digital services that it plays at USDA, and how has your work in the cloud translated into improving customer experience for USDA's customers?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that question, Wyatt. What I would say about the USDA Digital Service is we're a multidisciplinary tech talent team that we come in and partner with a lot of our different areas and mission areas and agencies to really help holistically take a look at how we're delivering services to the public and how that back end and front end are working together to make sure that we can provide that best service. And I think Sunny described it extremely well. When a lot of our systems are moving to the cloud, we see that increased efficiency. We see that increased operational capacity, and it allows our team members, especially our program managers and our technologists, to focus on the customer experience, to focus on how to make sure that these are having the outcomes that we're looking at. A lot of those operational efficiencies are just allowing so much more focus on that ability to really deliver a positive customer experience from start to finish, both on the front end for our stakeholders in the public and in the back end for our staff and employees who have to run all these critical systems to make sure that these programs can continue to run smoothly, the ones that serve millions of people across the country. So it's a really exciting time to be part of this effort, see this operational efficiency and capacity, and just see what we can do, how it unlocks our potential in improving the customer experience.
Well, David and Ariane, I'd like to widen the aperture a little on this. U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Tom Vilsack has said, we need all of us working together to address the challenges of climate change and food security through innovative technology and approaches. Talk to us a little about USDA's climate change efforts from your perspectives, both from the CIO office and as well as your office, Ariane. And in what ways is USDA actually innovating? David, if you take that first.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can all find ways to contribute positively to climate change. And I know we talked about cloud being a scale enabler, and that's one of the ways we do it. With adopting and properly adopting cloud technology, there can be direct energy consumption reductions. I know when we moved to part of our facilities to a hybrid cloud environment, one of our major energy contracts is with a sustainable energy company. So 100% of our daily energy comes from a wind farm. It also enables for improved operating models. So, merely moving an application to the cloud doesn't save money, doesn't drive efficiencies. But if you do it as an enterprise and you're applying cloud native DevSecOps principles and you're using cloud as the shared service that it is, again, you can drive tremendous efficiencies from an energy perspective. Additionally, as we become, this more cloud-friendly, proactive, we have greater flexibility with our workforce. So we're gathering talent from all four corners of the country and allowing us to be more productive, more efficient through workforce. And that allows us to actually track a carbon footprint reduction. In my digital infrastructure services component of OCIO, we have an annual carbon footprint reduction goal. And we've hit that or exceeded it every year that I've been here in the last 3 years. So there's tremendous work that all of us can do, and we're doing it at USDA.
That's exciting to hear. And then, Ariane, from your perspective, how are you seeing the digital services complement that work?
It's a really great question, Wyatt. So with the USDA Digital Service, one of the priorities that we work on across the department are with our high impact service providers that are under the customer experience executive order throughout the federal government. And so these service providers are services that impact millions of people, wide groups of people across the country. USDA has 5 of them designated under the executive order. And one in particular that I think is a really good example is the Environmental Quality Incentives Program, EQIP. And so what this program enables farmers and others to do is to help voluntarily adopt environmental sustainable practices for their farms, for their businesses, for their companies. And it really helps guide folks through the process of what it means to be environmentally sustainable in their operations. And especially from a point of equity, looking at small business farmers, looking at folks with smaller operations, medium-sized operations, understanding how to do a lot of these environmental environmentally sustainable practices can be daunting and can be challenging. And even when they really want to help figure out how to do the right thing to be more environmentally sustainable, it's a hard environment to navigate sometimes. So this program is one of my favorites in terms of it really helps provide great structure, great incentives, really great resources to help farmers through that process and understand and learn how they can make their farms more environmentally sustainable and have a greater business impact and revenue from that as well. So having these teams that are really looking at these farms and helping them transfer to these practices, I think is one of the really great examples of how USDA is utilizing both technology, customer experience, and climate change principles to really help improve how our farms can be more environmentally sustainable across the country.
Really appreciate your sharing that example. Sunny, as we wrap up here from AWS's perspective, how are cloud services helping in some of these areas, and how might federal agencies take fuller advantage of them?
Sure. Thanks, Wyatt. In addition to having our own climate goals, AWS and cloud is helping many federal agencies to address their climate initiative across the globe. For example, as one of the preeminent weather forecasting organizations, the NOAA needs ever-increasing high-performance computing capacity to advance its numerical weather prediction models. The quality of forecast is strongly correlated with the rise in the high-performance computing. Having more high-performance resources available allows them to continually introduce scientific advances, ultimately leading to more timely and accurate weather and climate-related forecasts. That benefits all of us. Another example, where NOAA is utilizing cloud and emerging technologies is in the detection of wildfires in the United States. According to NOAA, the effects of climate change, such as increased heat, extended drought, and more, have been a key driver in increasing risk and extent of wildfires in the United States. Wildfires then contribute to climate change through greenhouse gas emissions, destruction of ecosystem. In addition to the risk of life and biodiversity, wildfires can destroy and disrupt property, essential infrastructure, communication, air quality, and more. Since wildfire can double in size and intensity every 3 to 5 minutes, early detection and reduced response time are essential to help reduce and prevent catastrophic loss of life and property. Cloud technologies, including artificial intelligence and machine learning, can help with this. Disaster response teams are using Amazon Rekognition and cloud to create wildfire detection workflow that automatically deploy rapid notification to fire incident response teams. So disaster response teams are alerted to the first signs of wildfire formation. Government agencies of all sizes are migrating to the cloud. And at AWS, we are consistently impressed by the innovative ways in which we see our customer taking advantage of many benefits the cloud has to offer. And we are honored to be working side by side with the USDA and other agencies.
Well, David Peters, Ariane Gallagher-Welcher, and Sunny Kapoor, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your perspectives and insights on how the cloud is helping not only the USDA, but the government at large modernize its services to improve the customer experience. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Thanks so much, Wyatt.
Thanks, Wyatt.